Hey everyone, it's been over 2 minutes and I haven't been raped yet. Probably because most men don't rape. Hi, I'm Diana Davison. Today I'm going to conclude my discussion about the Ghomeshi trial transcripts and what people should know about how the court rightfully found Jian Ghomeshi not guilty of sexual assault. The third complainant in this trial, whose name remains covered by a publication ban in connection to the trial, despite having engaged directly with the public through the media and a secondary Twitter account, well, she'll be referred to as Smurfy Smurfette for the purposes of this video. Ms. Smurfette's lawyer contacted Toronto police right before she had to take the stand at trial to disclose a little thing that she hadn't told them. This was last-minute disclosure, prompted by Smurfette having accidentally overheard that the first two women, one of them her good friend, was getting shredded in court by emails and evidence that they'd withheld, which showed them to have lied under oath. So one of the things not mentioned specifically in the transcripts, but revealed by Christie Blatchford in her new book Life Sentence, released September 2016, is that when Smurfette went in to make another statement at the last minute, the lead investigator, Hancock, told her partner on Sorry to not do an audio and video recording of Smurfette's statement, as was their normal practice. That's something that should concern the public. Toronto police made a conscious decision to prevent Jian Ghomeshi's defense from accessing full and complete disclosure. I think this should be investigated. Blatchford's book points out that Hancock, the officer making this decision, is currently under investigation on another issue, and I'd be interested to find out what the internal investigation finds. When Ms. Smurfette is finally under cross-examination by Marie Henin, the, shall we say, competent lawyer defending Mr. Ghomeshi, seems unwilling to give a straight answer on anything at all. Henin asks, "Ms. Smurfette, in 2003, you were 32 years old, is that right, roughly?" "Could be, yeah." Henin asks, "Why don't you think about it?" 2000 what? Henin helps her out. "And 3. Answer, yup. In terms of her connection to Ghomeshi, Henin asks Smurfette, and really, other than interacting with him and sort of knowing who he was because you're in the same industry, you had no meaningful interactions with him prior to the incidents that you describe in July of 2003, right? Answer, to the best of my knowledge, yes. Henin says, "Well, you would know." Smurfette says, "As far as I remember, yes." "You weren't friends? You weren't buddies? You didn't hang out?" Answer, "Nope, as much as I remember." Question, "Well, you would certainly remember that, right? You would remember if you were good friends?" Answer, "Good friends? Yes." Smurfette finally says, "I would remember that." "Would you agree with me that you weren't good friends?" Answer, "Yes." Whew, for a simple question, that took a lot of work. Alright, so the next bit deals with Smurfette saying that Kevin Donovan misquoted her in the Toronto Star when he published her allegations. She says Donovan added the word attacked to her story. She then goes on to say Donovan added the word forcefully to describe the kissing that was going on, and finally that Donovan added the word groped to the story as well. Kevin Donovan has responded to this, not by calling Smurfette a liar, but by pointing out Smurfette published a post on Facebook using the words forcefully and groped. Donovan doesn't quite explain his use of the word attacked, but of more concern, I don't think that he expresses the proper level of concern that this woman is lying about him under oath. If Smurfette is lying about Donovan, then why does Donovan continue to promote her as a truth teller? For the record, I believe that Smurfette is lying about Donovan. I also believe she's lying about Ghomeshi, because the one thing we know about Smurfette is that she is a liar. She admits it herself in court a number of times. One of the many things that didn't happen, aside from the women not being charged with public mischief or perjury, is that Kevin Donovan failed to become enlightened to the fact that women lie about sexual assault. To this day, he acknowledges that the women lied about him, But he won't admit they also lied about Jian Ghomeshi. Donovan has zero interest in correcting the public record, except to defend himself. Donovan merely says he's puzzled. He's not horrified. He's not even concerned about improving his journalism in the future. And that's because Donovan is a willing member of Team Perjury. During over 5,000 messages between Smurfette and Lucy Ducater, we find out that Lucy hooked Smurfette up with her lawyer and her publicist. This is referred to as their team, and this team is trying to get Smurfette to file a police complaint. Hannon asks, all right, quote, almost convinced to do the interview with CBC again, but just need to think a bit more and talk to the lawyer, etc. As promised, my update. Hope your Sunday is snuggly and warm. Does that refresh your memory? Smurfette says, yeah, it does. So Lucy conveys to Smurfette that after a meeting with her publicist, that apparently this woman loves Smurfette's guts. So the publicist, Andrea Grau, is apparently talking about Smurfette with another complainant. This seems uncool. Almost like Andrea Grau is participating in malicious collusion. I think that Ms. Grau should get herself out of the sexual assault business. And then points to another Ducater quote saying, and she says to you that your statement will be part of a Jenga tower, XO. Smurfette answers, yes. Hannon then goes through all the messages in which Smurfette shares details of her meetings with Crown prosecutors and police, and together she and Lucy mock Jian Ghomeshi, hoping that he gets fat and bald and starts peeing in his bed. Hannon highlights Lucy asking, and do you see that? Do they talk about him? Like, does he miss me? And you say, barely. I asked if he's seen my video, which he may or may not have. And then you go, bah ha 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 ha. Very lengthy laugh, right? Smurfette says, yep. Smurfette later says, it's time to sink the prick, and I'll do whatever I can to put this predator where he belongs. And this is where I want to jump to a moment that I think is very important. It's something that happened in the testimony of all three complainants in this case, and it's something that's happening in every transcript I read now. When asked why Smurfette made misleading statements to police, she answers, it was an absolute misjudgment and an embarrassing one, and one that a lot of women make. Hannon interrupts, I don't care about a lot of women. Now, I'm with Hannon. I don't care about a lot of women. To put this quote in context, I don't believe that women have a shared life of some mystical nature. I believe that women are individuals who make individual choices and that they should be treated as such in a court of law. Every case that I've been involved with through the Lighthouse Project, helping the falsely accused, has involved women lying about sexual assault and speech laden with rhetoric about how all women act. Let me tell you something. No one who lies about sexual assault, walks into a police station and makes a false claim with the intent of harming another person, shares anything in common with me. I'm studying these cretins because they're loathsome. They undermine our justice system, they threaten civilization, and something needs to be done about it. What's happening right now is that women are being filled with mystical rhetoric about a shared psychology which apparently excuses all women when they fail to meet the standards of society. That's not the world I live in. Don't feel sorry for Smurfette. Get angry.